Last time on Realm of the Gods saving Private Orco, the upper gods have cast their votes on whether the gang can ascend to lesser gods. Drumroll please. It's a tie. Vishnu decides if the gang can prove themselves, they will win their favor, breaking the tie. Vishnu explains that they just got back from vacation to find the realm in a complete mess. They're so tired fixing stuff at the end of the day that they just wanted to relax on the couch with some hot pockets. And new episodes of My Mother is an Orc, starring their favorite TV celebrity, pretty boy philanthropist millionaire Orco the lovable orc. The one problem is that somebody, and I must emphasize this could be anyone, shot and killed him on the set of Multiverse Got Talent. Vishnu tasks the gang to go to Valhalla and retrieve Orco from the afterlife. Luckily, Dave knows him from working on a scene involving a chase through the costume store, so the gang won't be complete strangers. The gang head off to Valhalla and arrive to find the place absolutely festive. Decadent halls trail for miles, as do the tables filled to the brim with a never-ending feast and tankards of ale. After a brief search, the gang finds Orco living it up in the afterlife. The gang tries to convince him to return to the world, but he will not budge. And why would he? He's literally in an eternal paradise. Frustrated and understanding, the gang looks around and spots Odin, who only minutes ago had voted to approve the gang's ascension to lesser gods. Riathar makes a reach for Odin's wine and he surprisingly lets him have it. So, the gang starts talking about whether it's okay to borrow Orco for a little while. When they ask Lysias how long they'd actually need him, Lysias just kind of shrugs and says, "Oh, just probably like 800 to 900 episodes." Odin then reveals that actually Orco wasn't supposed to be in Valhalla at all. He just found Orco amusing and decided to keep him around. But if the gang wants Orco so badly, Odin is willing to let him go, though Orco has to make the choice to leave the afterlife on his own. Odin offers to send Orco to Hell, since that's where he was originally bound, before Odin redirected his soul to Valhalla. After some thought, the gang decides to go ahead and send Orco to Hell. So the gang steps through the portal into this, frigid hell, and yeah, they're immediately met with this bridge. On the other side, Mojada, who guards the realm of the dead. She doesn't really pay much attention to the gang, but, you know, she actually talks to Horus like they're equals. Things almost go south when Dave and Ringo try to ride her wolf. And wow, they fail in spectacular fashion. She nearly refuses to let them pass after that little stunt. Somehow the gang manages to get themselves brought in front of Hell. They make their plea to borrow Orco, just for a short 900-episode run. At first, Hell is, well, totally disinterested. But then, with a bit of smooth talking from Dave, Hell starts to get the idea that Orco is actually coveted by Odin. Dave pushes it further and convinces her that she should marry Orco, and that, obviously, Orco would need to travel to the overworld to get fitted for a suit for their big day. Oh man, Orco is really going to love this. But before the gang can actually take him, Hell gives them a task. They have to feed a magic treat to her pet dog Fenrir. So the gang starts heading over, but suddenly they're assaulted by this figure, someone with a really powerful presence and, a spider-like crown. She completely incapacitates the gang, and, while staring right at Stellara, remarks, "They aren't ready for consumptions yet." Stellara, in that moment, recognizes her. She's a Voidborn, one of 3 of her arch-rivals. After that, the gang is set free and they keep moving forward to Fenrir's lair, only to discover that Fenrir is actually a gigantic dog, seriously the size of a building. At first he's pretty guarded, but as soon as he sees the treat, he suddenly starts being a good boy. Nolene notices there's this fantastic ribbon, and with Briathar's help, they manage to acquire the indestructible ribbon of Gleipnir. Knowing that Orco would soon be in their custody, the gang decides to just kick it at home for a while. But after a short time, there's a knock at the door. And there, at the foot of the door, lies Serenity the Turnip Princess, beaten badly. Standing over her is another Voidborn. He gazes at the gang and confirms they aren't ready yet. Lysias rushes him with his shoe scepter, but it shatters into a million pieces. The figure departs as the session comes to an end. So, will the marriage of the century between Hell and Orco also be the televised event of the century? Will the gang ever grow strong enough to be eaten? And, will I finally get 900 more episodes of My Mother is an Orc? Find out next time on Realm of the Gods, Saving Private Orco.